Hi, hello everyone. I'm Toshi from Japan and tourist guide for foreigners. In this video, I'll show you 10 new things Japan has changed in 2024, Part 3. Japan has become increasingly popular among foreign travelers, with 2.78 million visitors in February 2024 alone, marking a staggering 107.1% increase compared to February 2019, the highest monthly figure since the pandemic began. With this surge in tourism comes a multitude of changes and updates that travelers need to be aware of. On the positive side, the Japanese government plans to introduce express buses to Kyoto's tourist spots starting in June 2024, making sightseeing even more convenient. However, on the negative side, there are also challenges, such as the potential introduction of tourist-targeted pricing and the consideration of a tourist tax in Osaka. Additionally, there have been changes to entry requirements that travelers need to know about. In this video, I've condensed the latest information into 10 key points to enhance your Japan travel experience, providing essential tips to make your trip smoother, more comfortable, and more enjoyable. So, be sure to watch till the end to get all the necessary information for your upcoming adventure. So, let's get started. Number 1 is foreigners' prices start. In this chapter, let's talk about the introduction of foreigner-targeted pricing in Japan. For instance, take the famous seafood bowls at Toyosu Fish Market in Tokyo. Seafood bowls that are hard to eat for ordinary Japanese, such as 7,000 yen, 14,000 yen, and 18,000 yen, have begun to be sold. However, it is very popular with foreigners and is very successful. Similarly, in Niseko, Hokkaido, a favorite destination for powder snow enthusiasts, you might find ramen noodle exceeding 3,000 yen. However, there have been many countries overseas that have introduced different amounts of money from locals and foreigners. For example, diamond heads in Hawaii are free for people living in Hawaii and don't need to make a reservation. But tourists need to make a reservation for $5. There is a price difference between $90 for Americans and $120 for foreign tourists at Hawaiian golf courses. Likewise, in Bangkok, Thailand, entry to Wat Pho, the oldest temple, is free for Thais but costs 300 baht for foreign tourists. So this is happening all over the world. But I think this is the first time in Japan. There is a possibility that it will occur in many places in the future. So I'll let you know as soon as there is any updates. So please subscribe to my channel. Number 2 is tourist tax in Osaka. In March 2024, the Japanese government announced its consideration of introducing a tourist tax for visitors to Osaka as part of efforts to address over-tourism issues and beautify the city. This is a measure taken to tackle challenges arising from excessive tourism and to contribute to city improvements. This move mirrors similar initiatives worldwide, with Japan joining the ranks of countries exploring the implementation of such measures. For instance, Indonesia began collecting a tourist tax of 150,000 Indonesian rupiahs, approximately $10, from foreign tourists visiting Bali starting February 2024. The proposed implementation date for Osaka is April 2025, aligning with the scheduled opening of the Osaka Expo in April 2025. However, it's important to note that this plan is still under consideration and subject to change. I will keep you informed of future developments. Number 3 is hotel prices are skyrocketing. The latest news is that Japanese people are unable to stay at hotels due to soaring hotel prices and difficulties in booking in Japan. Recently, when I traveled to Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto in Japan, I actually experienced a significant increase in hotel prices. Sometimes it was difficult to find accommodation because the hotel I wanted to stay was full. As I mentioned earlier, this reason is the result of both over-tourism and labor shortages in the hotel industry. I went on a trip to Korea in March 2024, and I felt that it was about 1.5 times more expensive than Korea. Now, let's delve into specific data comparing hotel prices pre-COVID in 2019 and the post-COVID scenario in 2023. Prices vary from city to city due to differing costs of living. Focusing on Tokyo, Osaka, and Kyoto, popular destinations for foreign tourists. All three cities have seen increases since 2019. Tokyo has risen by about 25%, Osaka by around 20%, and Kyoto by roughly 30%. It's crucial to note that the post-COVID data is up until May 2023, and prices have likely surged further since then. In my estimation, it feels like there's been an increase of over 50%. So, do consider variations due to timing and weekdays. In my previous video, I discussed the times to avoid due to price hikes during trips to Japan.
Also, please make a reservation as soon as possible in order to stay at the hotel you want.
Number 4 is Japanese currency depreciation. Continue. In previous sections, I discussed the rising prices across various aspects in Japan. However, I have some excellent news to share here. As mentioned in earlier videos, the Japanese currency is currently weak. Japan is experiencing a historic depreciation of its currency, with the yen hitting its lowest point in about 30 years. This translates to nearly a 40% decline compared to pre-pandemic levels. Several factors contribute to this yen weakness, with differences in interest rates between currencies being a common one. Despite the Bank of Japan announcing an interest rate hike in March 2024, the lack of significant increases and the postponement of rate cuts by other countries, including the United States, have accelerated the yen's depreciation. Therefore, if interest rate differentials between countries persist, I can expect further weakening of the yen. Whether exploring the bustling streets of Tokyo, the serene temples of Kyoto, or the vibrant markets of Osaka, everything Japan has to offer can now be enjoyed at a 40% discount for foreign travelers. This yen depreciation presents a fantastic opportunity to explore Japan at affordable prices.
Don't miss out on this incredible chance to explore Japan.
Number 5 is Kyoto banning tourists from parts of Gion. Kyoto City announced that starting from April 2024, it will restrict access to certain alleys in the Jin district, famous for its geisha culture. This decision comes in response to a surge in tourists, leading to incidents of geisha hunting. Specifically, tourists blocking the streets to take photos when geisha appear, and even throwing cigarette butts at their kimono have been reported. To prevent such behavior, signage will be installed in April to inform tourists not to enter private alleys. The signs will bear messages like "This is a private road, no passage allowed," along with warnings of a 10,000 yuan fine for violation. The restricted areas will be limited to a few blocks in the Jin district, while public roads will remain accessible.
Therefore, the impact of travelers is expected to be minimal. I'll keep you updated on future developments.
Number 6 is new improved tourist experience in Kyoto. As explained in my previous video, Kyoto City is facing an over-tourism due to the increase in tourists. Citizens' lives are disrupted by the inability to take buses used by citizens due to the increase in the number of tourists. In September 2023, Kyoto City abolished the one-day pass as a countermeasure, but that did not lead to a fundamental solution. So this time, Kyoto City decided to separate the buses used by citizens and tourists. A limited express bus connecting tourist attractions will start in June 2024. This bus departs from Kyoto Station and travels almost directly to popular spots, such as Kiyomizu-ji Temple and Ginkaku-ji Temple. The fare for the sightseeing limited express bus is 500 yen for adults and 250 yen for children. Personally, the price is low and there are only benefits for tourists, so I think it is a very good policy.
With the introduction of these buses, exploring Kyoto will become even more accessible for you.
Number 7 is new attraction at Tokyo Disney Resort. In Japan, when it comes to theme parks, Tokyo Disney Resort and Universal Studios Japan are the top contenders in 2024. Both parks are set to unveil exciting new attractions. First up, at Tokyo DisneySea, I have the debut of the Fantasy Springs area. This encompasses 3 distinct realms: Frozen Kingdom inspired by Frozen, Neverland based on Peter Pan, and Rapunzel's Forest from Tangled. In my area, there is a towering North Mountain, where Elsa's Ice Palace will be set up. scheduled to open on June 6, 2024. Fantasy Springs promises a magical experience for visitors.
So when you plan your trip to Japan, make sure to include a visit to Tokyo Disney Sea and experience new attractions.
Number 8 is new attraction at Universal Studios Japan. At one of other Japan's top theme parks, Universal Studios Japan, an exciting new attraction is set to debut. Inspired by Nintendo's beloved game character, Donkey Kong. This attraction will immerse visitors in a lush jungle where Donkey Kong and his friends reside. Guests can expect thrilling rides and attractions themed around the iconic game, as well as opportunities to indulge in themed food and merchandise, fully immersing themselves in the world of Donkey Kong. With jet coaster rides through verdant forests and unpredictable adventures in the jungle, USJ promises an unforgettable experience for visitors seeking thrills and excitement. Located in the Kansai region in Osaka, USJ is easily accessible and offers a perfect destination for travelers looking to add some excitement to their visit to Osaka.
Don't miss the chance to experience these brand new attractions at the Universal Studios Japan during your trip to Japan.
Number 9 is update of entry conditions in Japan. In a recent update regarding entry requirements for travelers to Japan, the government has announced a new regulation starting from January 2024 for travelers from specific countries. If their stay in Japan exceeds 3 months, they must undergo a tuberculosis test before entry. This measure aims to prevent the influx of tuberculosis patients from overseas, and entry will only be permitted with documentation proving the negative of the disease. The targeted countries include the Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, Nepal, China, and Myanmar. These countries were selected based on the percentage of tuberculosis patients diagnosed among foreign nationals during past stays in Japan. Similar pre-entry testing measures are already in place in countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and South Korea. Japan has decided to implement similar measures to ensure the prevention of entry for individuals from these 6 countries who may pose a tuberculosis risk.
If you are traveling to Japan from any of these 6 countries, please remember this condition to avoid any entry issues.
Number 10 is the latest info on cherry blossom viewing. In Japan, the cherry blossom season, known as Hanami, is a fleeting time, usually lasting only about 2 weeks from late March to early April. Right now, Japan is in the midst of cherry blossom season, with sakura in full bloom, and many people are enjoying cherry blossom viewing. However, for those who can't visit Japan during this season, but still have a strong desire to see its beautiful cherry blossoms, there's hope. I've received some inquiries from people planning trips to Japan after the cherry blossom season, so I want to provide some information for them. If you're planning a visit after the cherry blossom season, I suggest heading north to Hokkaido or the Tohoku region, where cherry blossoms bloom later due to cooler temperatures. For instance, Aomori in Tohoku blooms around April 17th, reaching full bloom on April 21st, while Hokkaido blooms around April 30th, reaching full bloom by May 3rd. It is about a month later than Tokyo and Osaka. This delayed bloom is due to the colder climate in these areas, so don't give up on seeing cherry blossoms just because you're visiting outside the usual season. Adjust your itinerary and enjoy Japan's cherry blossom. How was 10 new things Japan had changed in 2024, Part 3?
Please share your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like button. See you in my next video. Bye!